The Return of Jesus and His Coming Kingdom, Part 2. The Bible tells us that history is moving toward a climactic moment. The return of Jesus, the Messiah, and the establishment of His kingdom on earth. And at the heart of that story, geographically, historically, and prophetically, are Israel, Jerusalem, and the Jewish people. As prophecy teacher Joel Richardson in his book, When a Jew Rules the World, puts it, if we want to understand the return of Jesus, we must understand God's promises to Israel. Jerusalem is not merely the capital of a modern state, it is the epicenter of God's redemptive plan for the whole earth. Israel, God's covenant people. From the moment God called Abraham in Genesis 12, He made an eternal covenant with him and his descendants. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Genesis 12:3. Historically, the Jewish people were chosen to bring forth the Scriptures and the Messiah himself. Prophetically, the Bible makes it clear God's promises to Israel are not cancelled. They are yet to be fully fulfilled. Michael Brown writes, Israel's physical restoration to the land is the stage upon which the final acts of this age will take place. Our hands are stained with blood, Jerusalem, the city of the great King. Throughout the Old Testament, Jerusalem is called the place where God has chosen to place His name. 2 Chronicles 6:6. Jesus himself declared, Do not swear by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Matthew 5:35. The prophets tell us that in the last days, Jerusalem will be the focal point of global attention and conflict. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of drunkenness to all the surrounding peoples. And it shall happen in that day that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all peoples. Zechariah 12:2-3. Joel Richardson often reminds us that the return of Jesus is geographically anchored. He will return to this very city, to the Mount of Olives, Zechariah 14:4, to reign as king over all the earth. The Jewish people are central to his return. The Messiah's return is tied to Israel, and repentance and national turning to him. Jesus himself said, You shall see me no more till you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Matthew 23:39. In other words, the Jewish people's acceptance of Jesus as Messiah is a prophetic trigger for his return. Amir Tsarfati explains, the return of the Jews to the land is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of the countdown to the Messiah's return. Amir Tsarfati, the day approaching, the nations in prophecy. The Old Testament's nations, Assyria, Babylon, Egypt, Persia, are not just ancient history. The prophets often speak of them in the last days context, indicating their modern counterparts will play critical roles in the end-time drama. For I will gather all the nations to battle against Jerusalem. Zechariah 14:2. Joel Richardson teaches that the same regions and peoples that opposed God's people in the past will be involved again in the last conflict before Messiah's reign. This is why studying biblical geography is vital for understanding future events. The coming kingdom, when Jesus returns, he will not be coming to establish a spiritual kingdom in heaven only. He will reign physically from Jerusalem. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day it shall be, the Lord is one, and his name one. Zechariah 14:9, as Dr. Randall Price summarizes. The story of the Bible begins in a garden, moves through a nation, focuses on a city, and ends with a throne in Jerusalem from which Messiah rules the nations. So when we speak about the return of Jesus and his coming kingdom, we cannot separate it from Israel's story, Jerusalem's destiny, and the Jewish people's role in God's plan. The same God who acted in history will act again. The same city that saw Jesus crucified will see him crowned. And the nations, both ancient and modern, will witness his glory. For the law will go forth from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations. Isaiah 2:3-4. This is not just history, it is prophecy, and it is unfolding before our very eyes.